And good afternoon or good welcome to another edition of The Way I See It. It's great to be here tonight here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Studio 808. And we're here tonight to talk the way I see it. As usual, I had some planned notes that things that I wanted to discuss, but we're going to go in another direction again tonight due to some things that came up tonight as well. One of the things I do want to talk about is the fact that tonight we're going to start off with the uh, give you something to think about segment. We're going to start off with that tonight. Today, this afternoon, this morning, yesterday morning, and whatnot, we have this guy here that lives up here in Allentown, rides a motorcycle. Motorcycle has mufflers, makes a lot of noise, that kind of thing. Some time back, I went and I had a little conversation with him about the noise. Now, look, I don't care where you ride your bike. I don't care who, where, what, or what you do with your bicycle or your motorcycle or whatever. I really do not care. All right. I have a problem. And it seems this community, this building, this area, it seems like you ask somebody, to do something to not do something or to be nice enough, not to do anything. People just don't seem to care. And that's what bothers me right now. All right. So here's what's going on before I give you something to think about, as I tell you one of my life stories for this week. All right. It's the fact that I'm not real pleased with the fact that this guy has decided he was in the hospital for a little while. He was sick and he hasn't been around for a while. And I understand that. But now what he's doing is he's back and he's revving his motorcycle up. Well, yesterday morning he decided he was going to rev it up at 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and he was going to decide on keeping me and my fiance awake. Okay, that's all well and good. Keep us awake. All right. I mean, it happens. But I had a discussion with him some time ago in regard to this situation, and I said his name is Paul. And I said, Paul, I says, is it possible that perhaps you might be able to not rev your engine so much on your motorcycle that you're keeping people up or making people get up in the morning or throughout the course of the morning and some parts of the afternoon to let people sleep that need to get sleep at that hour of the day. Well, it turns out that it's continued now. My fiance has come up and said some things to him in a nice way. Said, "Could you please not run your time I want?" Now, first of all, I don't know what the problem is with this guy that he didn't see the police. Him, and I quote, that he could ride his motorcycle. I never told him he couldn't ride his motorcycle. All I asked him to do was to calm down on revving it up so much that it wakes people up. Okay. And I asked him in a nice way because if you know who I am, I will ask you once in a nice way. Because I feel, why should I have to keep repeating myself in a nice way? Now, I did that here to somebody in the building who basically, almost the same scenario, was parking parking on the curb in the back of the building where the handicap ramp is and clogging up the ramp to where I could not get my scooter up on the curb to get up to go into the door. I said real nice to this girl who lives in the building. I said, "Could you please not do this?" Okay. Next week we're at it again. I said, "Could you please not do this?" Okay. We're at this again. I said, could you please not do this? I did it 6 times. And normally I don't do that, but this girl seemed all right. I've never had an issue with her until this day. All right. So basically, what I said to her was, why in the world would you continue to park here when I asked you nicely not to park here? So then my fiance says something to her, and she starts making issues as well. Okay, using foul language, talking, in a sort of a sense, of a different way, and y- you know, dropping the f bomb, that kind of thing. All right. So now we're at this stage with this, to where it starts to get kind of nasty. All right, kind of ignorant. Well, she started talking, ignorant and nasty, threatening my fiance. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So with Paul now, he shouts out loud yesterday, shut the F up, and he starts dropping the F bomb. So I'm frustrated with this guy now. All right. First of all, you're telling my fiance to shut the F up when you're staying with a woman in this building and you're not even supposed to be here. Okay. All right. Now, people in this building, for some strange reason, don't seem to understand that you don't mess with me because, as I told you on the show last week, I had stuff stolen by somebody in this building and I'm prosecuting them in court. They got caught by the security cameras and they're going to get evicted. Okay. All right. Someone else decided to assault my fiance last week, and I brought up to your attention. All right. I gave you something to think about. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing now again. All right. Let me give you something to think about. If you're somebody who acts like this guy, Paul, all right, and you don't have no respect for women to where you're telling a woman to shut the F up, okay, all right, you're telling a woman to shut the F up and you're in your 60s, okay? Now, I have a problem with that. And I'm sure you do too if you're watching my program out here, all right? 2 weeks ago, I had a controversial show. I had 16 views. Last week, I had 12 views. So, what's going to happen this week? I don't know. I won't know until I'm done doing the show here as to how many views I'm going to have. Okay. You can place your comments in the comments section. We do that here on The Way I See It Live here on YouTube. Okay. So, let's get back to this now. All right. So, he decides he's going to do. So, I had some personal business to take care of out on Warrington Avenue today. And I decided that that I decided to go outside and take care of that business. And of course, while I was out there for a good hour. I was looking out for Paul. Okay. Now, I'm a nice guy. I'm a Christian. I go to church. I'm a deacon. Okay. When I'm on this program, I do some different things. All right. That may not be what you want or what you like or what you may not agree with me on. But I'm sure that tonight, as you look at yourself in the mirror and I give you something to think about, how would you like it if I disrespected your fiance, your wife, or your girlfriend, or your daughter, or anybody in your family, or your mother? Okay. So tonight, while the show is going on, or when the show is over, think tonight. Think about it. If you do this kind of stuff, and maybe you do, I don't know. All right. If you do this kind of stuff, how would you like it if it was done to you? And this is every Friday. Okay. How would you like it if I dropped the F-bomb on your girlfriend, your wife, your fiance, totally disrespected you? I'm a 53-year-old man. How would you like if I did that? That's immature. Okay. All right. Then this guy has the audacity to say he went and he talked to the cops. The cops told him he could ride his bike. I never said you couldn't ride your bike, Paul. I never said that to you at all. See, I don't know if people around here are so absorbed in liquor or so absorbed in drinking beer or so absorbed in smoking pot that I don't think they understand or listen very clearly as to when I ask you one time that you don't need to be doing this. Okay? All right. Now, I have gone to that place before, and it's a place I don't ever want to go to again. But when people like this guy, Paul, who decide they want to take me to that place, I will go there. Okay. All right. I don't stress myself out over it. I take care of things my own way. All right. So you think about that for a minute. How would you like it if I did it to you? If I disrespected your family, your mother, your girlfriend, fiance? I'm waiting for your comments here in the comments section. Feel free to comment on this. Okay. And we have other topics we're talking about tonight. Lots to talk about tonight on this program. Plenty to talk about. In fact, I have so much to talk about tonight that I don't think I'm going to get to it. But if I do, I do. All right. Okay. All right. Now that we've gone into that part of one of my life stories, and then on top of that, gave you something to think about tonight. Another one of my life stories was on Sunday. I had the privilege of being at a cancer fundraiser at Moondogs out in Blawnox. Now, I have never been to Moondogs. This was my first time there, and I got to meet the famous Norm Nardini, who happens to be a local singer here in Pittsburgh. All right. The last time I was planning on meeting him was over the summer at Conneaut Lake Park, which, as you know, is owned by our good friend Todd Joseph. Oh, excuse me. Todd Joseph, is a name on this program that I don't choose to talk about at this time. I've talked too much about him anyway. He's still doing what he's doing, and the courts up there are trying to shut him down. And, his money and his legal tactics have managed to let him get away with whatever he wants. So we'll just leave it at that. Conneaut, I've done the best I can do here to try to do what I can on this program to really let him have it. And I have, and I've blasted him many times. And I've said what I had to say about Todd Joseph. And we'll continue to do so because what he's done to that area and what he's done to that park is wrong. Okay. Once again, I know it's Friday night at 7 p.m. Bad weather's coming. I thought maybe tonight we might have some folks not going out or not doing anything that perhaps might want to decide they're going to maybe watch my show tonight here and comment on what I have to say. But so far, we're going to do almost 14 minutes of the show, and we still haven't heard from anyone yet tonight. So that's fine. All right. I got some stuff I want to talk about tonight that's pretty interesting. Okay. Let's talk about these people in Bridgeville. All right. They're trying to petition the state from tolling I-79. Okay. Now, I personally wouldn't want to have to pay any extra money for anything now as it is. Okay. So, who's to blame for that? Are you blaming Russia? Are you blaming the president? Who are you blaming for this? Okay. You know who I blame? I blame you. I blame you. And I blame our government a little bit as well. Why do I blame you? Because you constantly complain about every single thing, but you don't do anything to help the situation. You don't do anything to try to make it better. You think everybody else is supposed to do that. And that's a sight of being scared and being lazy. Okay. Now, I understand the people don't want to pay more money for an opportunity to drive down 79 South and have to pay to cross that little bridge. I know that is a problem. I wouldn't want to do it either. The traffic is going to go through Bridgeville. It's going to go through Carnegie. It's going to go through all this and stuff. But you're complaining that you're not going to have any business. Now, I'm going to give you an example here of something that has worked here in Allentown, that has worked for us here. Okay. And what that is for a while here, Port Authority had the trains coming through here because remember the situation with the railroad down at Station Square when they had that derailment a few years back? Yeah, remember that? Okay. Well, the trains had to come through Allentown because they couldn't get up the track because of the train being there. Now, that happened for a little while. Then there was something else happening. Okay, there's been a lot going on with this stuff. So the trains come through Allentown here. They come through at night because they fixed the tunnel. Okay, at night. All right. I don't like to hear their banging either. But one advantage of the trains detouring through Allentown here has brought Allentown extra business because people who didn't see what Allentown looks like now, okay, because they don't get up here at all, were able to see it by going through with the T. So that brought them here, okay? I've been through Bridgeville many times. I've been through Carnegie. I've been through all these communities that are complaining about this tolling of this portion of 79. I would be doing this. Yeah, I would be. I would definitely be doing that. But instead, you're not. You're complaining. For everybody who has never, ever detoured through your community, see your businesses will shop there. They did it here. We'll shop there. Okay? Do you understand what I'm telling you here? This is an economic boom for you. But you get on there complaining. You get on the news, you go on the radio, all you do is complain. Why? It's an economic boom. I would love to have 6,000 cars coming through my community so I could see my business right here. It's called free advertising. But you don't look at it that way. You're looking at it as, oh, there's going to be all this traffic. Oh, there's going to be all this, and oh, there's going to be all that. Okay? You even have gone out and started a petition. You don't want the ramp or the that portion to be told. Yeah, I know. It's a couple extra dollars. You're paying more for gas, okay, which we're going to get to later on. All right? Okay? You have done nothing to solve the gas problem. You've eaten it. Okay? What have you done about the gas problem? That's the way I see it tonight about everybody complaining about this tolling of 79. Instead of worrying about that, if you're a business person, hey, wait a minute, you know what? I let COVID happen because I didn't do anything about it. And I let the governor do what he wanted. And I didn't do anything about it. And Ralph here was trying to help my business by giving me some suggestions as to what to do against the governor, and I didn't do anything. But I'm shut down now. Okay. So Ralph again is here trying to help businesses. Okay. Instead of complaining, do something about it. Okay. Think on a positive end of what I just told you. You'll have all these cars coming through. that maybe never saw Bridgeville, that maybe never saw Carnegie, maybe heard some bad stories. Oh, Carnegie, too many people get robbed. But you go in through the downtown area and the Main Street area, and it's beautiful. And that's the way I see it about that tonight. Now let's get into the gas prices now. Okay. Here's the problem I have with this with President Biden. Okay. And I know he's 78, 9 years old or whatever, and he's got a lot on his plate. All right. You got Ukraine, you got the Russians, you got this, you got that, you got this, you got that. Okay. Now, first of all, who remembers the Russian-Afghanistan war? Remember that war? The Russians got their butts handed to them, just like we did in Vietnam. Okay? We lost in Vietnam because we thought we were it. We thought, oh, well, we're the United States. Nobody can beat us. Vietnam did. Okay? So now we're at this situation where we have, okay, Ukraine and Russia. Russians trying to invade Ukraine. But the United States and NATO don't want to get involved in this because they're going to think it's World War III getting ready to happen. And Putin, he's psycho enough to start it. Okay? All right. But let me ask you this question. Instead of everybody looking at this the way I see it, is this. I don't think the Russians can fight. They messed up in Afghanistan. Okay. And everybody forgets about how the Russians provided weapons to the Vietnamese to help beat us in the war in Vietnam. All right. And so, with that, you would think that everybody understood the history of how the Russians can't seem to fight when they lost to Afghanistan, a much smaller force of people. But then, when Osama bin Laden was still alive and he was rallying all the troops together before he became the person that he was that came after the United States, okay? All right. Osama bin Laden was the leader of the revolution to fight the Russians in Afghanistan. We provided them with weapons. Okay. And who knows what else. All right. We're doing the same thing here for Ukraine right now. We're providing them with weapons. They've captured a few pilots of the Russians, shot down some of their planes. All right. So my question to you is, why are you sitting there panicking about Ukraine and Russia? Russia's going to lose. All right, lose eventually here. Okay, the Ukrainians are fighting just like the Afghans. Only difference is the Afghans had a little more to work with than what the Ukrainians do. All right. Okay. Number two, I want to know why, and that's the way I see it about the war, as far as that goes. Okay. Now, next on my agenda here tonight, here on the way I see it, we're here every Friday night, 7 p.m. right here live on YouTube. Tell your friend, tell your cousin, tell somebody that we're here. Not only in Pittsburgh, but anywhere else. I'm from Pittsburgh. My name is Ralph Williams, and we're broadcasting live from Studio 808 here in Allentown, a section of the city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Not Pittsburgh, Kansas, not Pittsburgh, Alaska, or Pittsburgh, Hawaii, or whatever, wherever there's other Pittsburgh, okay? Not the university or we have a University of Pittsburgh, but not Pittsburgh College or whatever. It's the city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. All right. So anyway, let's talk about the president for a minute. Let's talk about this oil crisis. Now, first of all, we are the biggest exporter of oil in the world. But our gas prices are sky high. Why? Because of you, of us. We let it happen. Instead of fighting about it, We take it. We're scared. Okay? We're scared, lazy, and nothing. I've said this many times on this program, and I don't know what kind of knowledge or information you get out of my show here, but it's the way I see it. And I know there are a lot of you out there who don't want to comment. A lot of you out there are hiding under a rock. And a lot of you out there know what I'm saying is the truth. We're scared. We're a scared country. And I saw that with COVID. We did nothing. Instead of running and hiding, we should have been out there doing what we normally do with a few little adjustments. That's all we needed. We didn't need to be shutting things down for a year. We didn't need to be always constantly working from home. We didn't need to be doing what we were doing. And it took 2 years for the CDC to finally say, okay, we're up to speed on this. We should have been up to speed on this when China first came out with it. All right? You see what I'm saying? Your comments are welcome here in the comments section. I will read them off as they come in. You can join in the conversation. Is what I'm saying wrong? What has Joe Biden done to solve the gas problem? Oh, well, we're going to go into the strategic reserve. No. How about getting on these gas companies for gouging people? Okay? The state here, Pennsylvania, they want to eliminate the gas tax because it's costing people too much money right now. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again and again and again. We live in the laziest society in the history of this country right now. We have to be. There's 1,000 millions of jobs out there, and nobody wants to work. You know, you couldn't get a tanker truck job back before COVID. Now they're everywhere. Nobody wants to work. Okay? We can't get food moved. And every time there's a problem with something, everything goes up. And what do? We take it. We take it. All right? We take it. We let it happen. We don't say anything. We go in our little nest egg of a home and we just sit there and we be lazy and we play with Xbox. Okay? My world's not around Xbox. My world is being successful doing media stuff here, doing this talk show, moving it on to a national stage. My sports program is already on a national stage. I'm doing a national wrestling program. This is national. It's on YouTube. It gets out everywhere. Okay? All right. So tonight, on The Way I See It, and every Friday night at 7 p.m. on The Way I See It, and every Sunday night at 9:30 on The Way I See It on Facebook, the 30-minute edition. All right, for those of you who don't have YouTube and can what they call navigate around Facebook, say to me every time I cancel on Sundays, well, why did you cancel? Well, I just explained to you why I canceled on Sunday because I had to go to a cancer fundraiser and I thought that was a little more important. But I have a piece of equipment that showed up today here at Studio 808. And that equipment will help me that if I decide to go to a cancer fundraiser, then I can do my show from there. Or I can do it while I'm out and about. I can do it while I'm at church. Okay? I have time at church because I handle something at church called fellowship. And sometimes I don't always go into the church service itself. I watch it online in the back. Bring my equipment with me, record the way I see it, 9:30, throw it on Facebook. You see what I'm saying? Okay? And I'm doing this to make it better for you. That's why I'm here on YouTube. All right? And then I'm giving you options. YouTube, Facebook, TV. Okay. I'll give you three different options to watch this program. And I know what you're saying. There are three different formats. Yes, they are. We just basically talk about things here, and I have a couple new segments. And later on, we're going to get into our bonehead segment, about our bonehead person who basically, you know,
Awesome.
yeah, isn't it? That we have a bonehead that did some stupid thing in their lifestyle. It could be a man, it could be a woman. It's just unfortunate that this one happened to be a man. And the bonehead tonight is Larry Scarato. Now, if you don't know who Larry Scarato is, he was once an assistant chief here for the city of Pittsburgh Police Department. Decided to take a promotion. He went to Fort Lauderdale. And he became the police chief down in Fort Lauderdale. Well, our boneheaded move tonight is this guy. And let me explain why. Because he was involved in illegal hiring practices down in Fort Lauderdale. He didn't seem to think that doing what he wanted rather than doing what you're supposed to do to hire people, okay, in Fort Lauderdale was good until he got fired. Okay. Now, to me, that's a boneheaded move. All right. Maybe to you it could be, it might not be. Maybe he didn't know, maybe he didn't care, or maybe he just thought because he could just do whatever he wanted without following the protocol of hiring for Fort Lauderdale, Florida Police Department. Anyway, here we are. Okay? Here we are. A bonehead. A guy who was here for a long time as an assistant chief and a commander of one of the zones, okay, goes and gets his dream job, and that is to be a police chief. I mean, why wouldn't it be? Okay, why wouldn't it be? So what has happened is that now he gets this dream job and he messes it up. He literally messes it up. Okay. Why? So now you're a bonehead in my eyes. Because how do you mess up that kind of a job? Okay. All right, some more topics I want to talk about tonight. Here's one I want to talk to you about tonight. This Saturday, as you well know, is our St. Patrick's Day parade. They're saying even though we're supposed to get bad weather this weekend, that the people will turn out. What are you blind? What are you blind? This country's scared. Nobody's going to come out in the snow for that. Maybe 10 years ago, yeah. Maybe back in because they were using 1993's big snowstorm to say, well, tomorrow it's going to get bad out, and I think people are still going to come to the St. Patrick's Day parade tomorrow because they want to. Are you joking? Are you joking? I was out today and I saw people running in and out of the store like this was the fall of the earth. Okay. No, I won't go out tomorrow. I was supposed to go down to the TV station for another training class. I declined, and I got a call from the director and said, Ralph, class is canceled because of the weather. All right. And I don't blame them. The weather's going to get bad tomorrow. We're expecting 6 to 8 inches of snow. Would you go to the St. Patrick's Day parade? I would say if you're a drunk or if you're somebody who's Irish and likes to party, great, good for you. You go out there in the cold and the snow and you do your thing. I'm going to be nice and comfy here. Okay? And I have nothing against Irish people. I have nothing against drunks, but I have a problem that when you get drunk and you act like a fool. I've seen it. I've been there. All right. What I mean by I've been there is I've seen it and I've been in the middle of it. Okay. I worked as a bouncer at a bar over in the North Shore, and it was right after the St. Patrick's Day parade. We got hammered with all these drunks. I used to drive a cab and pick them up and take them home. Okay. So, yeah, I've seen it. I've done it. I've been there. I've transported them. I've kicked them out. You see what I mean? All right. So, yeah, that has happened. But I'm not going to go, I don't go to the parade anyway. All right. So, why would I want to go tomorrow when it's really cold and it's going to snow? All right. My body takes a beating anyway when it rains, when it's cold. Okay. Because of my health condition, I take a beating to begin with. So, why in the world would I want to do that to myself tomorrow? Would you go? Are you going to the parade? Comment section right here. Are you going to the parade tomorrow? Do you go to the parade every year because you want to get drunk, or do you take your family down there for something to do? Oh, I know. We can't stay home and play cards or Monopoly or whatever. We've done too much of that over the last couple of years because there's still people out there that are still locked in their homes because of COVID. Because of COVID. Oh, 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 we're scared. Just like we're scared to go through the Fort Pitton tunnels and the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Oh, oh, I'm afraid a tunnel ghost might come out. Oh, so I gotta drive like a turtle. Oh, let me tell you something. If I was scared of something and I had to go through it like a tunnel, I'd be going with my foot on the gas pedal. Okay? If you're that scared, don't go through the tunnel. But don't tie it up when it's a 55, 60-mile-an-hour highway. Oh, 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 I'm scared. I'm scared to go out. People are still hiding at home. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? That's the way I see it tonight. Oh my! You know what? I just can't. You know. I have this saying that I do. It's called "It's funny, but it's not funny." It's funny because it's going on, but to you, it's not funny because you think, "Oh, me staying home, I'm being safe." Really? You're being safe? Okay. All right. Yeah. Home is supposed to be safe. Church is supposed to be safe. School is supposed to be safe. We see about schools. Not all churches. My church is a safe church if you needed to get there for safety, yes. But some churches are not safe. Some churches are frauds. I know that's a fraud, and I'm not going to tell you who it is. Okay. They know who they are. They're a fraud. I think they are. Okay. But that's me. All right. Okay. Homes. We got kids. We got kids getting beaten up in their homes. We got parents who are molesting and beating up their kids. Home, church, and school all supposed to be safe places for everyone to be. You got the home part right with COVID, but you don't think your church is safe, so you don't go. You keep your kids home from school because you think school's not safe. Oh, that's right. We can't make our mind up whether or not we want a mask mandate or not because we have the government telling us, okay, you know what? It is so great to just take your mask off in school and let's go to school. But you let the school districts make that decision. Just like Donald Trump. before he got removed as president because he got voted out. Okay? Again, and I don't want nobody here, and I have some people that I'm friends with on Facebook and all around the, the area here that are Trump supporters or have been or still are, or really like Trump, thought he got ripped off. Okay, I understand. All right. I don't hate the man, but the man would have, instead of acting like a sixth grader and act a little more mature for our president, he might have got reelected. Some of the things that are going on now, he wouldn't let happen. Okay? And I know this. Donald Trump would not let happen some of the stuff that's going on right now. The laziness, the economy going in, taking a nosedive, inflation, the Russia situation. He had a collar. He had a grip on Putin. Putin would even so much as make any kind of a move. And Trump knew about it. Trump would grip it on and say, hey, you can't do that. And he would respect that. He has no respect for Joe Biden. Okay? And I can see that. We can see that. Stevie Wonder can see that. Okay? But why can't you see that? Again, I don't hate Donald Trump, but I don't like when he gets on TV and he gets on and he starts acting like a sixth grader. All right? He could be a little bit better. This is the president of the United States. This is not your business, Mr. Trump. Your personal business where you fire everybody, to where it's so bad now that Atlantic City tore your buildings down and they said they didn't want you there, okay, anymore. They wanted your element out. Okay? You let you hire workers, and then you go ahead and you let them sink into the ground, and then they go on strike, and then you close the hotel down. Okay, instead of sitting down with them, no, we got to act like Donald Trump. If I don't get it, I got to act like a sixth grader. Okay? You said if you could tear down the White House, you would, and live in Florida. What kind of a conduct of an attitude is that? Oh, but you know what? The people who are the younger generations, he tells it like it is. Oh, he tells it the way he sees it. I tell it the way I see it right here. If I'm the president of the United States, yeah, I tell it the way I see it, but I watch how I tell it the way I see it because I'm running the country. Not everybody is going to want the way I see it. Like here, there are people who don't want to watch my program because they don't like it because I tell the truth. They don't like it because I tell people how it is and how it's felt out there. Give you something to think about. The bonehead. Okay? People don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that stupid never takes a vacation. They don't want to hear that common sense was left at the door a long time ago. All right? Nobody wants to hear the truth that this country's scared, lazy, and nothing. Nobody. Comment section right here. All right? You can make and leave your comments about tonight's show. The way I see it, Ralph Williams here. YouTube Live. We're here every Friday night, 7 p.m. Sunday nights, we're on Facebook, 9:30. The way I see it, right at immediately following Sports Corner at 9 p.m. on Facebook page. Yes, indeed. Coming up in a few, I'm going to tell you all, give you the schedule of all my shows. So get yourself a pencil and paper if you still do it that way. Make sure your pen writes and has ink. Okay? Because I'm going to give you the lowdown of all my shows and what to expect coming up. We will be on Facebook Sunday at 9 o'clock p.m. for Sports Corner and then 9:30 for The Way I See It. We do our Chinese wisdom. We do Bonehead there too. And I blast people. And once in a while, I might come up with a commentary or two. Okay. But tonight's The Way I See It has been brought to you in part by Robin Campbell Insurance, Farmers Insurance, Life, Renters, Car. Call Robin today, 412-366-3399. Tell him Ralph sent you. Robin Campbell's a great insurance agent. He was mine once before. I brought him back as my agent because some of the stuff that was going on with my other insurance company, I wasn't happy with, and I came back to Robin Campbell. Okay? Robin is a good guy. He answers his phone. Okay? He's there for you. He'll come to your house and sit down with you. He'll have you, or he's a nice guy that knows how to handle insurance. He's been doing it for a long time. 412-366-3399 is the number to call. Robin Campbell, Farmers Insurance, Renters, Life, Auto. Call today. Tell him Ralph sent you. You heard it on this program. The Way I See It. That's just one of our sponsors of this program. And there'll be more. There's a lot of people out there that like my program. They just don't respond. They don't say that they view. They don't say that they make any comments. They're what I call the behind the scenes crowd. They like to stay that way. And that's fine. People see me out on the street that have watched my programs. They tell me, great, you have a great show, Ralph. Why aren't you on any kind of local media outlet here? Well, I'm not going to go into that because I have many times, and I'm not going into it right now because my producer, Mark Mancini in LA, is making some phone calls to try to get a couple of our shows that we do together on national blog talk radio on a couple stations here to be syndicated. Then maybe they might take this show on and Sports Corner on and Mauler talk on. You know what I'm saying? Then again, maybe not. As I said before, I have a lot to talk about tonight, but I want to talk about the businesses again. And this is a touchy subject with me because during COVID, I try to help the businesses, restaurants, especially bars, because our dictator of a governor, Wolf, decided that he was just going to shut everything down and everything was going to take a hit. Well, now this restaurant fund that they have here in Pennsylvania is bone dry. It has nothing. And there's restaurants on the news complaining about it. Well, you know what? Some of you out there who are the ones that are complaining you're not making any money. First of all, you should have planned ahead. That's number one. You knew COVID was coming. You knew what was going to happen. A lot of you did not choose to fight. Okay? You didn't choose to go up against the governor and say, okay, you got to stop. Okay? Rachel Levine and her antics as well didn't make anything better. All right? Okay? I try to help you. I try to give you some suggestions here on the program. I try to back you guys up when you went up against the governor in court. And I know you didn't get any satisfaction from the court with attorneys. I understand that. But I always thought that Pittsburgh and this surrounding area were fighters. And I thought this country was fighters. We're not fighters. We're scared. Because if we were fighters, we would have went ahead and fought against people like Wolf. Okay? And President Trump has said when he was president that he was going to open up the country, but he was going to leave it up to the governor. Okay? And therefore, he decided to let the governors do what they wanted. Okay? And the governors are doing what they want, and it was for the worst. What Trump should have done was put up an executive order that said that the country is opening up, and if you don't like it, too bad. And I didn't see the restaurants in this area going anywhere to do anything about it. There was a handful, Al's Cafe, and a few of these guys went and fought, and some of them went against, went outside the box. Okay, Eggs and that over there in Brentwood. Yeah, those are the ones that I give a thumbs up to because those are the ones that fought. But nobody fought with them. That's the whole problem. Nobody bothered to fight with them. I think if every restaurant in Western Pennsylvania would have threw $10 in, you could have got a high-powered lawyer, somebody like a Johnny Cochran, a late Johnny Cochran, somebody real high-powered to go up against this court system in this state, to go up against the governor and his lawyers and his wisdom. But nobody bothered. $10. $10. Okay? That's what you should have done. $10 is what you should have did. Okay? What? There's 500, 600, 20,000 restaurants in this Western Pennsylvania area, and you couldn't throw in $10 and get together with the Bar and Tavern Association, who could have went out and raised some money for you guys? So you know what? The workers of America have said no. Since you're not going to fight, why should we? So now they're all lazy. Okay? He's very lazy about all this. And that's the way it is right now. And that's the way I see it tonight on that. Okay? So anyway, some other things tonight. I'm not real happy with Swickley Academy. I'm going to blast them on Sunday because I'm not happy with the way the administration's handling the situation with these students. And some teachers got involved in a petition with the students. They got involved in a rally. They got involved in some stuff. So what had happened was when they got involved in this, all of a sudden a teacher gets fired. A parent gets removed by police, which I thought was the worst you could have ever done. Okay. And this guy, his family was 10 years. He's been sending his kid to this Swickley Academy. It's in one of our suburban areas, a very nice area. Mario Lemieux lives there. Lynn Swan used to live there. My friend Claudio lives in Swickley. So what I'm saying to you is, okay, Swickley is a nice area, and Swickley Academy is usually a pretty nice school. But somehow or another, there was some racial profiling or some stuff involving racial tensions that started there, and the school didn't clean it up. Okay, so when the students decided to protest, and the parents decided, and a couple teachers decided, all of a sudden, Swickley Academy's administration decides to start getting nasty and ignorant. And I thought that, that was wrong. And why would you even do that? Okay. All right. That to me is being a coward. That's been scared. Okay. What, you're afraid to do something to fix the racial problem there? You're afraid to speak up? You're afraid to let the students do what they have to do? And this isn't an old thing. This went on with the Coach Eric K situation in Pine Richland. It went on. Okay, parents and students, people who pay taxes. Now, this is a private school, mind you. People pay high tuition to send their kids there. All right. And this is what happens. So the way I see it tonight is that this is something that shouldn't go on in any school. And why aren't these administrators listening to these kids and these parents? Why? Why do they think that they have more to say or more to do than anybody else? Why? Because they're administrators? Why? Because they're educated? Why is that situation the way it is with them? Okay. So what I'm saying to you is this. All right. Why in the world would a school with an impeccable good reputation now all of a sudden starting to have a bad one with parents, with staff, and with the kids? All right. You have kids now that want to go to another school because of this. Instead of them instead of these folks doing something about this, they have decided that they're not going to do anything about it and just arrest parents. That parent, and again, he was offended by that because he sends his kids there. all of his kids there. Okay. So what I'm saying to you is this, and that is that prominent school like that would do something to that effect is something that shouldn't be going on. And maybe somebody out there tonight who's an educator can explain to me why Swickley Academy would do something like this. All right. And tonight, that's the way I see it. I have some schedules for you. I hope you got your pencil and paper ready so you can write down all the times of my shows. I apologize for the noise in the background. But anyway, don't forget on Sunday nights on Facebook, 9 o'clock p.m. start time, we do Sports Corner, 30 minutes. We talk sports, and we'll be doing that again this Sunday at 9 o'clock. 9:30, we do The Way I See It, which is this program for 30 minutes. We do Chinese Wisdom Blast, Bonehead, and some topics. It's 30 minutes. And then on Tuesdays, right here on YouTube, brought to you by Restream here on YouTube, Tuesday night, 7 p.m., Sports Corner with me, Ralph Williams. This Tuesday, I'm having Jerry DePaula on from Trib Live. He's coming on this Tuesday because last Tuesday he got stuck with Pitt, something to do with Pitt, and he couldn't get on the show. And that's fine. I understand sometimes things like that happen. Okay, every Wednesday here on YouTube, 4 p.m., Mauler Talk. We talk Pittsburgh Maulers. Yes, they're back. They're not in Pittsburgh yet, but they're back. If you want to make a vacation of it, you can go to Legion Field down in Alabama and make a vacation of it. If they make it to the championship game and or they make it to the playoffs, they're going to be in Canton, Ohio at the Hall of Fame. Okay. Now, next. By the way, don't forget, tune in this Wednesday, Mauler Talk. I got the supplemental draft and some prominent names, ex-Steelers, who ended up getting picked up by some teams. So Mauler Talk right here on YouTube, 4 p.m. Wednesday, every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Thursday night, yes, Thursday night. That's the national broadcast. Myself and Mark Mancini on Blog Talk Radio. You can always participate by dialing up 347-205-6931. This week, we're talking wrestling, professional wrestling. It's called Wrestle Talk. We have a special guest on. I'm not telling you who it is. You have to tune into the show. Thursday night, 8 p.m. on Blog Talk Radio, 347-205-6931. You can listen to the show on your phone and any kind of listening device that dials up a phone. You can listen to the show, and I will have a replay of it on my Facebook page coming up afterwards. Then on every Friday here, 7 p.m. on YouTube, is The Way I See It with me, Ralph Williams. And that is The Way I See It tonight. And you have a good night, and you be safe, because this has been an interesting night. We covered a lot of topics. I still have topics that I didn't cover, but Sunday night at 9:30, we'll be covering some more. Okay. I have some blasts for you coming up as well. And don't forget the TV edition of Sports Corner every Saturday at 5 p.m. Don't forget the Sports Buffet on PCTV Channel 21, Comcast, 47, Verizon in Allegheny County. And outside of Pittsburgh, you can participate by punching up PCTV's Facebook page, and all the shows are on there. Part of the buffet is at 4 o'clock is the Boxing Authorities with Claudia Rosano, Smoking Jim Frazier, and Luther Dupree. 5 p.m. is Sports Corner with me, Ralph Williams. 6 p.m. is Steel City Sports World, Claudia Rosano, Luther Dupree, and Smoking Jim Frazier. And then at 7 p.m. is the Boxing Authorities with Claudia Rosano, Smoking Jim Frazier, and Luther Dupree. Now, don't forget also, which I forgot to bring up to you, Smoking Jim Frazier is a co-host on my show now. So 5 p.m. Saturdays will be. I have some two new shows coming out. We did the Year in Sports Review. All of us did. It was Al Levine, the Talking Machine, Luther Dupree, Claudia Rosano, Smoking Jim Frazier, and myself. And we recently taped it. We're waiting for the station to put it out there. It will be out there soon. Also, we have The Way I See It's coming up. That goes on a rotating basis on PCTV as well. Thanks for watching tonight. You have a good night. Be safe.